Hey guys, Justin here from CBI Off-Road. We got a great looking Tundra behind us. We're going to show you how to install a rear bumper on it. Let's roll. Okay, so our first step, we're going to jump underneath and unplug some of the wiring harness. Now, depending on the model of your Tundra, there could be some lane assist sensors here, some parking assist sensors in the bumper. On this truck, we just have kind of the basic lighting and trailer plugs, so we won't have as much, but we'll kind of show you where that stuff will be, and you'll want to just get it unplugged the same fashion we're going to do here. It's raining in Idaho right now, so we're getting dripped on from this truck, so disregard that. We'll jump underneath. All right, so here's a wiring harness we're going to disconnect. We'll just depress this tab and pull it apart, and it'll come eventually. You just got to get really upset. And this trailer wiring, there's two of these metal tabs. We're going to squeeze it together and push it through the bumper because it's easier to unhook from the outside here. All right, now that it's pushed through, we're going to depress this tab and pull it apart just like that. Shove this back through so it's not in our way. Okay, we got our wiring unplugged. We're gonna start making our way across on the underside. We're taking out these 12mm bolts here, and there's these plastic clips, and we'll just keep going all the way. There's a few on this side and a few on that side. Once we get those, then we'll jump on top and start getting the rest of the clips out. All right, so we got our plastic off. Our next step is we're gonna remove these 12mm bolts. There's 5 on each side, and then you got 2 down here on this plate. So that'll let us remove both these side pieces and this plate. All right, so our next step is we're gonna remove these 2 remaining 12mm bolts on each side, and then we got 4 19mm bolts that we'll need to remove here to allow for our CBI bracket to overlap this one. So hang on to these bolts. We're gonna reuse them on our CBI bumper, but these we can discard. Okay, so these are our brackets that are gonna adapt from Toyota to our CBI bumper. We're gonna install these using the same hardware we just removed, these 19mm bolts. Just get them hand tight for right now because we're gonna want some slop when we get our bumper on. We'll get our alignment and then tighten everything. So for right now, we're just gonna go hand tight on these guys. All right, so now we're gonna take a few minutes to show you how to get everything prepped in your bumper for installation. So this particular truck didn't have these blind spot monitors in the bumper. We stole them off another Tundra, but to show you how to install them, we're gonna go ahead and throw them in this bumper. So when you remove these, they are proprietary side to side, so keep your passenger on passenger, driver on driver. And then when you set these, you're gonna install the 3 cage nuts in this, and then you'll be threading this 1/2-inch bolt into there with the spring. So make sure you set the bottom to less than 3/4 and the top less than 1. That'll give you a great starting point, but these will probably need to be calibrated at a Toyota dealership. But with that being said, on these bolts, it's a good idea to put a little bit of Loctite on there so it doesn't move around on you once you get them dialed in. Let's get them in. All right, so we got our bumper sitting in place. Now we're gonna jump underneath. I got some anti-seize on our main bolts. We're gonna go ahead and get those started on each side. Then we'll get our bolts started also in the top plates that go into the truck. Once we get that all started, then we can start tightening stuff down. All right, so we got our bolts started underneath. Now we're gonna start these on top here that are going on our top plates through to the truck. Again, with the anti-seize, it's always a good idea to put it on these and make sure you get it started correctly. You definitely don't want to cross thread these bolts. All right, so everything's tightened down up top. Now we're gonna tighten our main bolts down here. Once we get that all done, we'll start working on getting our wiring put back together. All right, so first we're gonna get our trailer plug back in. We'll just go ahead and insert this from the back side. Plug this in right here. Make sure we're good and tight. and then just kind of give it a tap from the backside, and then it'll bottom it out where it needs to go. Now, on the next one, we're gonna reconnect our license plate light. So we're gonna go to the harness that we took off. We're gonna modify that a little bit and then splice it in with our new light. Okay, so for our license plate light, this is our factory piece that we took off, the plastic. I've untaped this, exposing the wires underneath so you can see, but we got two green wires and one white with a black stripe on it. We're just gonna cut this right here at the junction, and both of these green wires, either one you can use for your license plate light. That'll wire up to the black wire on our new light. The other one, we're gonna wanna cap it off with a wire nut, butt connector, something to make sure, because that'll still have power to it from the truck. And then this is gonna be the ground. This is gonna go to our white wire on our license plate light. So with this removed, now we can get this wired up on here. All right, so now you got your sensor in there also. Make sure to get it plugged in. Again, this truck's not getting the sensor, so that's why we don't have a wire. This is our cover, so this is gonna go on only one way. And we're gonna take our plastic clips and we'll just push these guys in. All right, everybody, thank you for watching today's install tutorial of the Toyota Tundra rear bumper. If you got any questions, leave a comment below. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.